In this video, I'm going to talk about, are SBA loans hard to get? And in this economy, I can tell you a lot of businesses have thrived and survived on them, but there's sometimes you got to have one big thing, and it's got to be done right. The three things we're going to talk about specifically is that SBA loans are not overly difficult to get, but there's one thing that has to be on your side. Number two, the documents you absolutely have to prepare. And then number three, the number one thing you're going to need in order to be qualified. So you're going to need a pen and paper, and let's begin. Stay to the end of the video and I will make sure that you get help applying. So why use an SBA loan, or specifically an IEDL, right? Which is an economic injury disaster loan. So a lot of my clients have become my client just for the same purpose. They want money. Money is cheap right now. So I'm going to go through a couple of topics to kind of set the context for why you want a loan. You know, most people, if you're in this economy, you're like, oh, I want to be debt free and blah, blah, blah. And I can tell you nothing is further from the truth. Debt is the cost of money, and it's so cheap right now. In this crazy political environment, they tend to just keep giving money out like it's water. I mean, people can sit on unemployment for, I don't know, in some states forever. I mean, landlords, they're usually my client, not the tenant. Sometimes you're a tenant when you're my client, but landlords are having a heck of a time getting people to pay because there's rent forgiveness where they don't have to pay their rent, that they don't have to go to work. So we know that there's this whole political drama that's going on behind this. But if you're on this side of the conversation, you want to be wealthy, you want to be a millionaire, you want to have sustainable generational wealth, you want to use some debt right now. So I'm a huge fan of you becoming a client, which I'll teach you how to do at the end of this video, and us really working through this. So why would you want a loan? Well, the SBAs right now are 30-year term, and they're fixed, they're really low. Let me just double check, but they're as low as 2.5, 2.8, 3.5 is some of the highest. And you say, well, what's the variance of those interest rates? It's you. It's your documents and it is your application. So I'll talk through those in a moment. But again, why you want one, I don't want to convince you to get one, but I can just tell you, if you're in a business, you're in a restaurant, you're a hair salon, you're a car dealership, you're a real estate company, and you're out there struggling, this is money that you could put into action. It's cheap money. Take it against a hard money loan. Those of you that have been using private lenders, even if you have an 8%, 9%, 12%, there are some people that are sharking out there for, 16, 17% private money. Yeah, you can kind of get that kind of money, but why when you can get it as low as 2.5, all right, even 3%? Get as much as you can is what I've told some of my clients. I have some clients that are actually working with our whole SBA and the IEDL teams to help them get a lot of money. Now, it comes with a business plan. So you're going to have a business plan. We'll talk about that in a second. But why get it? Just run some numbers. Let's just do it quickly, common sense in your head. Let's just say that you have a development company, or you have a real estate company, or a fix and flip company, or you want to go buy some Airbnbs. So let's just say you have those kind of companies, and each company wants to apply. Each company can apply, by the way. And you can apply for, a lot of clients are getting $150,000. So let's just say for simple math, at 100, you can do a 30-year fixed note for 2.5. That's a lot of use of really, really low interest money for a very long time to grow your company. Some of our families are actually going to use it for generational wealth, meaning they're not going to pay those loans off. It'll go on to the next generation stacked up with a bunch of assets. I've had clients get as much as $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 and go buy land, go buy real estate, use it for their fix and flip. I've had car dealers use it for car dealership, for front loading a bunch of used cars, a purchase of used cars that they have those, or fixing some of the infrastructure of their businesses. Restaurant owners, it's different than the PPP, it's different than payroll. This is money that you're going to use to run the company, grow the company, create sustainability inside the company. So many of you got to get creative. So let's talk about what you need. Number one, you're going to need some time. This is not like a, urgent relief package. This is the SBA. This is a government agency. They tend to be, after all this time, a little backed up. So right now, you're going to need some time. The faster you apply for this, the faster you're going to be able to get the money. So you just have to begin. And you say, well, what do I need? Well, you're going to need the right documents. So let me talk through the documents. In fact, there's a few. So I'm going to read a list off to you. All right. So you're going to have all your credit reports. right, of the owners of the businesses. Now, let's just say you have one company and you want to apply for it, and you have another company and it's you and a partner. They're going to both have to have credit reports. If you have another company and it has, say, 4 or 5 partners, you're going to have their credit reports. So if you have bad credit, you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves to figure out who has the best credit, because credit does matter in this, which is why everything I teach about just get started, get your taxes in order, get your credit in order, all this has to be in order so when moments like this come. Now, the truth is this has been available since last April. But they're still available, and it's still a big thing, and I still think a lot of you should go get them. All right, so you got to have your credit reports of all the owners of businesses. You have to have a complete P&L from the last 2 years. Now, if you don't have a P&L or a balance sheet because your books haven't been done right, I have a whole team of bookkeepers and folks who can tidy that up for you. So again, the way you're going to work with us on getting a loan, because a lot of people say, hey, Loral can help us get funding and she can get a loan. If you're a client, I'm at a huge restriction because there's a lot of cleanup. So P&Ls and balance sheets for the last 2 years, right? Which means your books have to be in order. Then you're going to need quick access to the last 2 years of tax returns that you can send them to the IRS or complete the form which they authorized, to review your taxes. So there's a form that you're going to have the IRS send the SBA. They have a release form that allows the SBA to talk to the IRS about them. So the government agencies get a talk, and you got to sign that away on your behalf to get this kind of lending. So there's some hoops, but it's worth it. Stay with me. Stay with me. It's totally worth it. You're going to have to have Social Security number. So for those of you who like to use EIN or TIN numbers, this one's going to be based on your Social Security number. You are going to have to personally guarantee it. Is it worth it? Absolutely. The EIN numbers also have to be put up, right, in the business. So you don't get to choose. You have to have both. You got to have the bank account routing numbers, the checking account numbers, and where they will send or wire the money once approved. So sometimes it's come in the form of a check early stages, but pretty much right now, one day once you're approved, which will take some time, the money will just show up in your bank account. And that's the day when you're like, oh my gosh, you're going to call me and say, it happened, Loral, I got $150,000. Now what do I do with it? Now, while the money's coming in, that whole application goes in and the documents get prepared, we're going to be working and coaching you through a proper business plan. Like, you're going to have to submit some structure, what I call skeleton of a plan, so you just get the loan. But we're going to dive in deep because you want to be successful. You want to use this money, this $150,000, to become a millionaire company. Right? That's the goal. That's why I need you to become a client. I'm not just going to help you get the money and then you go out and blow it and do whatever you want with it. And then, I'm going to feel responsible, even though I'm not responsible because you did what you did to yourself. I know I can teach you to do it right. So we're going to help you get the loans. We're going to work on a business plan is what we're going to work on. So what is the vision of this company? What are you doing? Who's the team? What are you going to acquire? What are the strategies? What are the tactics? What's the marketing plan? How are you going to grow it? What are you going to grow the database around? I've had direct sales companies actually buy not only inventories, but to just grow their marketing and grow their sales. So a lot of the direct sales companies, clients that I've had, they've used this money to get ready to open as the doors open, say, in Thailand or in Korea or China or Russia or other countries. And so you might want to use it to really strategize and expand your systems personally to be able to take advantage of that growth of a direct sales company. So there are so many ways. The company might own some digital currency. You might have to transact with it later, so you might as well get some. So a lot of things inside that business plan are going to define how you're going to take that 150 and grow it to whatever you want. This is your plan. It's not my plan. My job is to strategize and advocate for what you're going to be doing. But we're going to give you a coach to work on it. And 150 to grow into $1 million in this economy is not that difficult with the right plan. So the continued part of the plan that's critical. So you have a marketing section. We talked a little bit about that. You're going to have a marketing budget. You have to have a sales system. You have to have an accounting system. What are the technical systems? These are all the divisions of a company. So you're going to have who are going to be, again, the employees or the contractors. How's it going to run? And what are the revenue models? What are you going to sell for what prices and how fast can we get it to market? All of these things can be set up in the few weeks we're waiting to hear back on the qualification of the loan and how much you're going to get. Some companies have got as low as $42,000. I know one company, an aviation company, got $71,000. 88,000, I'm just giving you like numbers, but a lot, especially in the real estate space. When you have real estate attached, you're going to probably get more. So Not necessarily in all cases, but it's a good shot. You're going to get 150, 150, 150 because you'll have multiple companies. You might have a property management company, a development company, a construction company, an actual holding company. So a variety of companies. Cannot wait to strategize with you. This is so much fun, you can tell. This is good debt that you're going to take on for enormous growth inside your company and inside your business. And when have you ever had a chance, ever a time, where especially the Small Business Administration has partnered on these, they're called IEDLs, which is Income Injury Disaster Loans, and they're loans that are given to you for 30 years. So don't be scared of debt. This is proper debt, done right, spent right, used right for growth. You could make millions. I'm not saying you will, up to you, but we have to have you be a client. So what I want you to do right now, if you're enjoying this, I want you to like it. I want you to subscribe, and in a little bit at the end of my video, I'm going to tell you how to become a client and get more access to these applications and this business plan that's going to be necessary for your growth. For those of you, I'm going to get back up a little bit. Those of you that applied in 2020, your loans have just been extended either 18 to 24 months of no interest payments. So again, this is a 30-year term, and they've just given you a lot more time. And time is money. You've heard that saying before. So the number one thing you have to have is time. The other number one thing you have to have is good credit. Now, if you have credit that's a little bit lower, but you can supplement with a good P&L, you'll still be okay. But I can tell you the number one thing that we have seen is actually working with us, right? You have to work with us to coach you through the systematic, really sequence of it, of helping you with credit or partnering you with good credit. You're going to have to find that, getting those P&Ls put together in a way that the SBA wants to see them. They just don't want some casual, pieces of paper that are scrambled together. If you don't have the tax returns done or prepared properly, we have a team that we use of tax experts that can help get that done. So a lot of these things are critical. I can tell you what's winning is a great business plan. Right? This is your roadmap. So if you are, anywhere you go, if you want to take a road trip, you got to know where you are to where you're going to go and how you're going to get there. So that's what we are experts in, is helping you get these business plans, get this roadmap, get the sequence together. And you know what? Let's just say you aren't qualified given what I just talked about. Why not partner with somebody? See, I'm super creative. Like, I don't hear no as an option. So if you've been listening to this, say, I just can't do it. I haven't got that. I haven't got that. Who does have that? Who in your world? Is it a relative? Is it a friend? Is it somebody in town that you've known? Is there somebody from a chamber of commerce that might want to partner with you? Somebody might want to partner with you. Look at Shark Tank. Shark Tank's made it so visible to take on partners and get help so you can win and become the millionaire that's inside you. It's time. So I really want you to become a client. I want you to click on the link below. Fill out the application. It takes about 30, 45 seconds. We don't need it all because we're going to call you right away, have a conversation, and if we're a fit, you're a fit, let's get going, because time is of the essence. If you want this SBA loan, we need to apply right away. Look forward to you being a client. Look in the description below. There's a link. Click on it, fill out the application, send it in. You'll have a phone call right away within 24 hours.